You guys are hearing us. What's Good is going to go live in just a minute. You're hearing our voices right now, I think, right, Jose? On the control, Silly Panda Media helping us out. What up, Denise? Everyone back here, and I think we are ready to go live. And there we are.
Remember, it's the delay. So when you watch yourself, there's like a minute delay. So while you're silent, there'll be 2 minutes of silence.
2 minutes of silence.
So just keep going, yeah.
So we're still talking. So what's good? We're here. Hey, what's up, guys? We are live right now, and so I am here on the controls. There we go. Let me turn this down right here. All right, let me mute that right there. And so here we go. We are here. What's up? It's me, your boy, Richard Linares, your host, The Good Hustler, and I got my homegirl right here next to me. Let me go ahead and put her little thing up. Mindful Ray in the house.
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here with us right now. And so we're here. This is our first episode of What's Good. It's our interactive live show here on social media via Facebook, and it will be rebroadcast via YouTube and several other formats that we're going to have online. It's also going to be rebroadcast on www.goodhustlers.com. But today we have an awesome show for you guys lined up today. For those of you guys that are watching right now, I put together some really cool videos and some cool intros and stuff. And I'm going to take you right now to go ahead and see my homie. Right now, he's going to bring you the weather report. I was looking for a good-looking female or a good-looking dude, but he wasn't available. So this is the guy that went ahead and showed up and did this, and I'm going to let you see him in just 1 second. Here we go. We're going to go to him right now.
Okay, take one. Okay, we're live? Okay, here we go. Bueno, pues, Richard, it's a pleasure to be here with you. It's me, Mr. Peepity Snow, Pow Chow, Wow 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 Manakatao. And we're here just to tell you about the weather. So today, Tuesday, it was a beautiful day. It's a little bit chilly, but it was cool, okay? And tomorrow, Wednesday, pues el sol gonna come out again in the morning, y se va go away in the evening. And Thursday, pues again, the sun gonna come out. And Friday, el sun gonna come out again. El weekend va a ser un beautiful weekend aquí en Southern California. Just make sure that you cover yourself porque la tos y la gripa está bien fuerte, very strong right now, okay? So back to you, Richard. Thank you so much. That's what's good with the weather. Bye.
Was the homie. Hopefully you guys loved that weather report. It was amazing. I'm sure it was very interactive, and you guys are now ready to navigate your week as you figure out what the temperature is going to be. But you'll get to watch it. You'll get to watch it on the replay. It's super hilarious.
I didn't get to see it yet.
Oh, but you're going to get to see it. So let me get him off of here. Let's go back to our camera because he needs to be done. We're back here. And so let me go ahead and get this. We got another little shot. Look at, we got a little, look at, so there you go. So that you can see like back,
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so there we go. So that's right there. All right, let me go ahead and put our little subtitles here so y'all know who's here with y'all. So a couple of things that I want to let you guys know about. There's a lot of stuff going on in our community before we get started with this awesome conversation. What's our topic before we get into it so people can sort of tune in right now in just a second?
Well, it's going to be all about mental health, and I'm going to be giving you guys 3 tips on how you can be the best version of yourself in 2020.
Awesome, and so you're not going to want to miss that. We're going to be starting here in a couple of minutes, but a couple of things that are going on in our city, and I'm going to go ahead and bring them up. You're going to see them on the screen here. One of the things is that there is an event going on, and it is done by the Oxnard Police Department, and they're going to be doing a thing called Oxnard Together. It's one community. It's Sunday, January 12th, and you see it on the screen. There's the flyer on your screen right there. Sunday, January 12th, 2020. It's going to be at 3 p.m. at Plaza Park, and this is going to be put on by the city of Oxnard Police Department. They're going to be working with various faith-based leaders, and they're going to be pitching some ideas. And actually, from my understanding, a lot of churches are going to be stepping up and seeing how they can help. At least each church will see how they can adopt and help one family that's dealing with possible homelessness or in homelessness. So that's going to be an awesome event that's going to be taking place. So check it out here in downtown Oxnard at Plaza Park, okay?
That's amazing.
And it is. It's going to be really, really awesome. It's really, really cool. We're going to go there. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to see what they're going to do because it is an issue.
Yeah.
It's Plaza Park is inundated with individuals for a long time that were, they were camping out there on a regular basis. Now they're no longer at the park, but now there's some of them are in our alley and our backways. And as a person that's been serving this community for years, we need more services, we need more support, and it's really cool that the church is stepping up to actually do something tangible rather than just pray for people, because you know what? enough, like with everything, like when there's a shooting and things that happen, when there's things like that, people are always like saying prayers and thoughts. We don't need prayers and thoughts for the homeless. We need action.
Yeah.
And so God bless the faith-based community. We're going to see what happens on Sunday at 3 p.m. at the park, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take that little flyer off right there. I'm going to come back here to our little live feed. And one of the things that happened today also is what we want to do is we want to feature different individuals in our community. And so I want to have a segment, and it's going to be introduced right now, and it's called What's Good in Real Estate. Two of my friends that are in the real estate industry, we went to their location today of a listing that's going to be on there, and they're going to give you some tips on what you can do if you're looking to buy a house in 2020. And so here is the clip right now.
Hi, Gabriela Hernandez with Century 21 Everest in the city of Oxnard.
This is Miguel Villesca with CSMC Mortgage, Customer Service Mortgage Corporation in Ventura.
And today we're here in the city of Oxnard to give you a market update because we want you to be a homeowner in 2020. We're going to give you highlights and tips of how to do that this year. I'm going to pass it over to Miguel.
Thank you, Gabby. We're going to have another phenomenal 2020. In terms of market conditions, the interest rates are still very, very low. The unemployment rate is at 3.5%, which is awesome. Tomorrow we're going to have another report coming out that will show another 160,000 jobs created last month, and that's going to push the
more
unemployment
buyers.
Exactly. It's going to push the unemployment rate to 3.6, which is awesome. There's no effect on the market. And also, as you know, Gabby, home appreciation in Ventura County is from 3 to 6%. And that is wealth creation there in terms of home equity. Well, for those individuals, families who are still waiting on the sidelines, trying to decide if they want to purchase a home or not, here are some tips. First, you need to decide. Okay, decide that you want to become a homeowner in 2020, that you are tired of making somebody else's mortgage payment, and you need to decide and understand that your family deserves better, right? So that's decision is one. Two is planning. Okay, you need to create a budget, meet with your family, with your spouse, and talk about income, expenses, and how much you can afford to pay per month on your new home, right? And three, your wants and needs.
Wow, Miguel, that was some great information. Thank you so much. So excited to help all of you become homeowners in 2020. Remember, the first step is to contact us. You can reach me at 805-443-1709.
And you can reach me at 805-302-9600.
And don't forget, for a free, no obligation consultation, call Miguel for a pre-qualification.
Y hablamos español. That was good. I think we did good.
So we are back now, and those were my wonderful friends right there, and that's What's Good in Real Estate. Be looking for more information as we're going to be rolling out different real estate agents and different brokers and different individuals that have information. For those of you that are in the market to buy a house, go ahead and hit them up and let them know that you've seen it here on What's Good, okay? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce, once again, my guest is here. Mindful Ray is what you go by on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. So we have her here, and so she's here, and I got to meet you through the VC network, correct? Is that what it was? That's where I first seen you there. Seen you guys there, and then Silly Panda Media was there, and all of us started sharing about each other, and people started liking each other and following each other on Instagram, and I seen what you were about. And one of my heartbeats as an individual that's been serving the community for years and working in the mental health field, not because as a professional, but as a person that, provides intake and case management and those things, and working with the trauma community, like like the borderline community, the people that were affected by the shooting, also working with the inner cities and working with children and families that have went through domestic violence and stuff like that. My heartbeat is to be able to communicate and educate individuals on mental health and emotional health. I believe that, like right now, like in the city of Oxnard, if you have Medi-Cal or no insurance, it's very difficult for a child to get any kind of services. And when they do get services, it's a huge wait. And so what I want to do is I want to be able to, whatever we could do to inform people, maybe somebody might get some tips from what we can provide them,
Yeah.
and they can get better, you know, or they can be able to hold on one day longer. And so when I seen what you do and I heard your story, I said, you know what, we got to get her on. I want to build a team of you guys, therapists, psychologists, counselors, coaches, and I want to, on a regular basis, this show, one of our anchor things will be talking about mental and emotional health, because on a regular basis, people are taking away their lives because they feel that death is the only option, and we want to let people know that it's not.
Yeah.
There is another option. There is a better way. So tell me about yourself. So I heard that you were going to school, right?
Yes, I was going to school. So my name is Rachel, just so you guys know. I go by Ray. It's a lot easier because a lot of people get it wrong. But I was in grad school, so I graduated from UCSB with my Bachelor's of Science in Biopsychology. And then I waited a year to take a break. It wasn't really a break, but I went to grad school a year after. So I was in a doctorate clinical psychology program. And then, I don't know, I just wasn't happy. And once I was done with my first year, I told myself, all right, I'm just going to think about this and see how I feel. Because throughout the entire year, I was just crying. And I started realizing that maybe where I'm at right now, this isn't where I need to be. And there was a difference between when I was in undergrad and grad school. In undergrad, yeah, it can be stressful. And also grad school can be stressful as well. But it felt like I was suffering. And so I realized, okay, like, what am I not liking in school? And I realized that as a clinical psychologist, you have to focus on symptoms.
Okay.
And the more I learned about it, the more I actually was starting to hate it. And the only reason I was hating it, and also nothing against clinical psychologists, because they're doing what they're doing, and that
Definitely.
clearly is not what I was meant to be doing, because I didn't like it. But I didn't like focusing on their symptoms. And when someone is diagnosed with a disorder or whatever it is, sometimes they see themselves as that disorder. And I didn't like that. And there's a lot of people who end up living their life like, oh, I have anxiety. That's just how I am. But no, it's not. It's just something that you're struggling with. So my goal as a coach is to focus on what they want as a goal in their life, and also just how do they want to feel, and then giving them the tools on how they can work through it. So that's what led me to where I am today.
What inspired you? Because, you know, you always are asked as a young person, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like,
Yeah.
what actually inspired you to want to go in that direction to begin with?
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of funny. I actually wanted to be a dentist for the longest time, since I was 6 years old. When I was in undergrad, I was in like a program for it and everything. And then I also am a registered dental assistant, actually. But I don't know. I realized that I just wasn't loving that either. And I was so stressed out, and then I took a class, biopsychology, which I ended up majoring in, and I started learning about the brain and how we are affected just from how we're thinking and all the stress and how it affects our body. And as I was learning, I was like, wow, that's happening to me. And when I was in school, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder and major depression. And I took a program called Test Anxiety Test, because I thought, like, oh, maybe I'm just having anxiety. And when I went to that program, I started crying. I was like, okay, this is even deeper.
Wow.
And so I realized, like, I really do want to go into this. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a neurosurgeon or something. And then I realized, like, oh, I really want to help people, so I'll be a psychologist. So that's kind of what guided me that way. And then also my grandma, when I was in high school, she had Alzheimer's. She passed away when I was in high school. But I just realized, like, even more than too, what happens to the brain. And so when I was able to reconnect with it in college and take that class, that's kind of what woke me up. I was like, wow, this is actually really amazing, and I can go further into it and see how I can help people.
That's awesome. That's what led you to where you're at today.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that you've been talking a lot about lately is this what is it? This challenge, right? Manifestation
Yeah.
challenge. I had a little bit of difficulty logging on, and I started reading it, but then I got sidetracked. But tell us about this manifestation challenge that's going on right now, because it's like day 2 of it, right?
Yeah, it's day 2. I'm really excited. I just actually did my live video right before I came here. And so if you don't know what manifestation is, it's as simple as it is. It's basically being able to believe in something so powerfully that you actually manifest it and it comes true. So that's what this challenge is going to be all about. And it's a new year. Everyone has new resolutions. And so I really wanted to focus on reaching our goals. And so each day I'm providing you tools on how you can manifest this goal. And I want people to understand that they're not going to be able to manifest anything like any second. You know, you might be able to.
Yeah.
But that's not what this challenge is about. It's really being open to anything happening and believing no matter whatever gets in the way, you're going to get there.
That's awesome. Can I ask you an honest question? Because one of the things I was a minister, a licensed minister in ministry for several years. And when I hear this, it sounds to me a lot. Do you have any kind of faith background?
Yes, I am Catholic.
Okie
I
dokie.
do believe in God. So that's one thing I did mention too in my first live video of day 1 yesterday, is that if you don't believe in God, you're not spiritual, you're not into this, at least be open-minded that there is something out there for you, that there is an inner guidance really showing you where you need to go.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yes, I do believe in God.
Awesome. And because that's what it was clicking in my mind is like, because, you know, the Bible talks about how there's life and death in the power of the tongue, and talking about how, you know, the tongue is a very powerful tool. And if you speak things, you know, things come into existence. And those of us do have those of us have a faith relationship. We know that God is a creator.
Yes.
And that we know that we are made in the image of God. And so we also have that same ability to create. So when I hear the manifestation challenge, I'm like, okay, you're affirming things and you're speaking, because the Bible also refers to a verse that talks about whatever's good, whatever's pure, whatever's noble, whatever's praiseworthy, whatever's of good report. And so, like, when I hear these things, it clicks. It reminds me of those scriptures, and I think it's really good that you're opening it up, you know, and it doesn't have to just be one person or group of people. Anybody has access to this.
Anybody has access, and like you were saying, like, words are so powerful,
Yes.
and a lot of people don't realize that. So if you say that you can't do something, you're not going to be able to do it because you are saying you can't do it.
Yep.
So
In Espanol, in Spanish, the word is called, when you curse someone, it's called maldecir. And so the word maldecir is to speak ill of someone or to speak negatively of someone. And so that, like what you're saying, like if you keep on saying, I can't, well, then you're not going to be able to. But I think what happens is people speak, but the circumstances don't change.
Yep.
And so you're going to give us 3 tips to be able to help people to get to the place where it will change. Because, like you said, it will not change overnight.
Yep.
You have to train yourself. Like, I want to be fit. I'm not going to get fit today, like saying, okay, I want to get fit. I'm not going to be skinny tomorrow and buff like your boyfriend right over there. That's not how it happens. I'm going to have to put in a lot of freaking work. And so I think the same thing with this challenge that you're doing and these tips you're going to give us, you have to do the work.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. That's the first thing I said. We're not just going to write down our goals. We have to go dig deeper into this and put in the work.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get into those tips. And the topic is what? Becoming the best version of yourself? I think what it was? All right, so let's go ahead. So why does someone want to become the best version of themselves? Like, why are people living the worst version of themselves? Have you seen that? Do you see that? Has your boyfriend is he living up to it?
He is. We try our best, obviously. But it's not that people are not living the best life. It's that they're settling. They're limiting themselves. And sometimes they think that they're not. But if they look back at when they were a kid, as a kid, you think you can do anything. But when you're an adult, that changes because of the experiences you go through and because of society's opinions.
Well, let's get into it. And we have here one of the first tips that you gave me here. And it is number 1.
Prioritizing yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
So explain, get into that.
So what I mean by prioritizing yourself, it's kind of be selfish. Go for your goals and just not care what anyone says. But not only just that, but prioritize your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. And a lot of people tend to say that, you know, like, oh, like it's so expensive to like reach my goal, or I have to have money to do this, or whatever it is, or they put an excuse. There's no excuses to being the best version of yourself. We have one life. So if you have a goal, you have a dream, go for it. It doesn't matter how young or old you are, you can always go for it. And when it comes to mental health, physical health, invest in a trainer if you need to, you know? And a lot of people say like, oh, a trainer's so expensive. But yeah, so is an iPhone. That's like $1,000, you know? And people are willing to buy an iPhone, but they're not willing to invest in themselves to better themselves.
I'm going to hide.
Why?
Because I'm willing to invest in an iPhone, but I'm not willing to invest in a trainer.
Hey, we've all been there. We're not perfect.
But so help us, because you know what? Prioritizing ourselves, it seems very selfish and self-centered. So like,
Yeah,
help
that's
us.
how it comes off.
It comes off, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not. We're trained to prioritize like work over us being sick. For me, like sometimes when, like I was sick 2 months ago and I felt guilty not going to work. That's ridiculous. We shouldn't feel that way. We should feel obligated, not obligated, we shouldn't feel obligated to stay at work because we feel bad. Like we should take care of ourselves. Like incorporate self-care every week, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to work at your best potential and be the best version of yourself.
Yes. So prioritize yourself, look out for yourself, because, and you know what? There are people that struggle with codependency.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's always about doing something for someone else.
Yeah. That's also like putting a boundary. That's something I've been learning recently is I'm not going to do things that I don't want to do, you know, and don't do things because you feel bad for someone. Like really do it because you want to, because if you want to do it, then you're going to be able to do what you can to serve that person, but don't do it because you feel bad. You really need to make those choices what aligns with you.
Yeah. And I love this tip. When I read it and I seen it, I was like, you know what, in this last year, because I've lived my life selflessly, like serving other people, but then there just comes a point where sometimes that just becomes another like I don't know, it's something was wrong with because I was always doing for other people, but then when I needed, nobody was there for me.
Yeah.
And I felt like, well, damn, like, is anybody going to come help me?
Yeah.
And the thing is that now I'm like, okay, you know what? I am going to do for myself. I am going to look after me because no one else has. When I've been down and out, like, it's been just me. So prioritize yourself. Number one. You want to add anything else to that?
No.
Okay.
Let's go on to the next one.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's see here. Number 2, stop caring about people's opinions.
Yeah. So that's also part of prioritizing yourself. It's just when we start comparing ourselves and then also listening to everyone's opinions, we don't go for what we want. We start to listen to what everyone else is telling us what's best for us. And that's not going to get us to where we want to be.
So stop caring about other people's opinions. So why do people care about other people's opinions?
I don't know. It's just we're so interested in other people's lives, and that's just part of being human. But and that's okay. But if you're letting someone's opinion, like if let's say you say something about me I don't like, and I let it affect me, that's not going to do me any good. You know, your opinion's not going to matter 5 years from now. So at the end of the day, it's my life.
Yeah. And I love how these all go together because, like, you know, if you are not thinking about yourself and putting yourself first, then you are going to be worried about what everyone else says.
Exactly.
And you'll be falling trapped to worrying about other people's opinions because at the end of the day, opinions, they come and they go.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
and they change.
Yep.
They change. So we're talking about how to become a better self for 2020. Number 1 was prioritize yourself. Yes. Number 2 is stop caring about other people's opinions. So que te valga un cacahuate lo que la otra gente diga. And for those of you that don't know, that you would give a rat's bleep what anybody else says, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's you. You only live one life. You're only going to get one shot at this. Do not waste 2020 worrying about other people's opinions when they don't matter. Do they pay your bills?
Nope.
Do they feed you? Do they give you gratification in several kinds of ways? No. If they don't, cut them off, okay? Córtalos. So number 3 that you have here for us is do what makes you happy.
Yes. It aligns with the first 2 as well. Anything you do, you want to be happy. It needs to be in alignment. Earlier I mentioned that inner guidance. If there's something you want to do, even if you're scared, just do it. That's the whole part of taking a risk, because you don't know where you're going to end up. Like I left grad school and here I am now. If I was in grad school, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Yep.
I'd probably be crying, worrying about an essay. So that's why I'm saying, like, this life is only once, you guys. And doing everything that makes you happy with good intentions, of course,
Yes.
is what we need to be doing. Because at the end of the day, everyone's goal is to be happy.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Yeah, and once again, I love the way how these all they're just connected. They're all connected because, you know, when you live your life and you're living your life you're prioritizing other people and you're about other people, then you're not doing what makes you happy. You're doing what makes other people happy.
Yeah.
And then you're miserable.
You're miserable and you can't serve others.
Some
you
of
want to
you.
prioritize yourself, you're able to serve better for others because you're in alignment with yourself and you're just so happy and grateful and joyful and you want to help others feel the same exact way.
Yeah, because you know what? Misery loves company, and nobody wants to hang out with a miserable person. Jose, do you like hanging out with miserable people? Do you, Chica? No, no, not you, buddy. No. So nobody likes hanging out with miserable people, and maybe the reason why you are alone is because no one has the guts to tell you that you're a miserable person, and they don't want to hang out with you. So we're here to tell you with love. Stop being a miserable person. Be happy. Change 2020. Do something different. If you keep on
Invest in
doing the
yourself.
same thing,
You ain't going to do anything.
you ain't going to do nothing.
You're going to be
Nothing's
the
gonna
same
change.
spot next year.
Next year.
in 2021.
We're going to be like 2021. And we ain't got time for that, okay? So, number one, because these are, I said them, but she gave them to me. So this is all her education. I'm just repeating them. I love to talk. So number one.
Prioritize yourself. Number 2, do not care about other people's opinions. And 3, do anything and everything that makes you happy.
I think that's why that one song was such a hit, like Because I'm Happy. Like
I know what you're talking. Yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
The Pharrell Williams. I mean,
That's such a good song.
It motivated everyone. Like, you know what? I'm going to be happy. I'm going to dance in the street like nobody's watching and having a good time. So, Mindful Ray, tell us how people can get connected with you. I have like right here. Let me see here. Let's go here. And let me see here, your title here. And I have right here, so you're Mindful Ray on Instagram, right?
Yes.
And then on Facebook, you're Rochelle Rosal?
Rachel Rosal, yeah.
Oh, Rachel Rosal.
Yeah.
Get it right, Richard. So if you don't mind me asking, like, you look very exotic. What ethnicity are you?
I'm full Filipino.
Full Filipino? Mm-hmm. So you are the people that sounds very offensive. You are the individuals that do the lumpia. Is it the lumpia?
The lumpia, yes.
Yeah, the lumpia.
Adobo.
And what else is it? Adobo, yep.
Pancit.
Oh, the pancit is my favorite with the big pieces of chicken. I don't like the pancit with no chicken. I like me some chicken. I used to do a food pantry down the street, and we have there is a large Filipino community here in Oxnard.
Yes, there is, yeah.
And one of the things is, you know, I started hearing them and asking them their names, and they were saying like Mexican names, and I was like,
oh yeah, my last name's Rosal.
Rosal, yeah.
There you go.
And so
Spanish.
people started telling me the history of that, and so there's some drama there, but we love Filipinos and we love Filipino food. So maybe the next time you come, does anybody make Filipino food in your family?
My grandma does. My grandpa's sister. Yeah.
Oh, your grandma? That's like way down there. So your mom
I
said,
know. My parents do, but they, a lot of Filipino foods are not as healthy. So my parents like to eat more on the healthy side. So they'll cook it, but in a different way, like adobo in a healthier way as possible.
Like those noodles. What are those noodles that they make? Those like noodles out of like zucchini or like what do they make huh?
Zoodles?
Zoodles, yeah. Like.
Oh yeah, you can probably do that. I don't know if it'll taste the same though.
Okay. So Instagram, Mindful Ray, Facebook.
Yes. Rachel Rosal. I'm not on Facebook as much. I'm trying to be more active on it, definitely. And then if you want to email me, Mindful Ray, really easy, @rosal.us.
I didn't put your phone number on the thing right here, but what is your phone number? So if someone wants to contact you, because you're a coach, right?
Yes,
you
I am
provide
a
services.
coach. Yes.
Okay, dokie. So how do people get a hold of you? Give your phone number, and we might be able to add it there later.
Yeah, so my phone number is 805-276-6361. But if you want to contact me, email, Instagram, Facebook, anything's fine.
What can people expect when they call you? So like when they call you, you're gonna be like, give me your credit card number. Let's talk.
No,
Are you like
no,
a free
no.
consultation?
Yeah,
or
so
like
I am going to be posting actually an application. Those who are in my challenge are actually going to have access first. So on Monday next week, it's going to go live, and then you'll be able to fill out an application so I could see if we are going to be a best fit, and then we'll have a consultation together. It'll be like a 30-minute to an hour, and then go from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Check her out, Mindful Ray, Instagram and Facebook. And you guys, because you guys, were you guys on Silly Panda? When were you guys on Silly Panda?
That's actually next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
So next Thursday.
Yes.
So if you guys want to hear more from her and from him, he's back there. The camera, like the camera's right there. We can't move it because we're gonna. But they're gonna be on Silly Panda Media next Thursday at 7 p.m. At 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I'm sorry. We do the 8 p.m. because it's the better time is 8 p.m. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial, and this commercial is going to be What's Good Foodie, and it's me. I love to eat. So you're going to go with me to one of my favorite spots where I love the burrito. So check it out. I'm going to pull it up right here, right now, and let me see here. What's Good Show, y'all. Let's see here. Check this video out. Here you go. Good job. Thank you. Woo! They are. Hey, what's up, familia? I am outside of El Pollo Norteño here in Oxnard, California. They have some amazing chicken and tri-tip. They even say that they are the home of chicken and tri-tip. And every time I'm craving a burrito and I want some good flavored chicken, I come to El Pollo Norteño. Watch. So we have a burrito here, and we did a mixed. So it has carne asada and their pollo, but the salsa is, I think, the golden chicken right here.
It's because the light is hitting it. It's
glare?
reflecting, yeah. So I wanted to tell you. Yeah.
All right, guys. So
I'm
here
just,
we go. This is a burrito.
I'm
It's a
just
mixed burrito.
second thought
Half
today.
carne asada, half chicken. So let's go for the mordida.
Thank you guys.
We're gonna go ahead and put some of the salsa right here. It's not my homegrown salsa, Denise, but it'll do. So like that, mira, así. When you went logged off, or when you logged off, it got a lot faster. It was actually like almost like full time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I knew once you start logging in, you start saving weight to the Wi-Fi. So.
That's what's good. Last bite.
The mics are not muted now. Because who's gonna mute it? You?
We're talking now.
We're live now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What is up? That was the other thing right there. So we're back. We are back. It's me and Jose. Me and Jose here in the house right now.
It's cracking.
Jose Rodriguez. Is it Rodriguez?
Rodriguez, yes.
Jose Rodriguez, Silly Panda Media. These are the guys that are like, I love them. Him.
Now, let me interrupt you real fast. I've never been on this side of the interview. I've never been interviewed.
Oh, you've never been interviewed? Are you
Unless I was at the OPD or something like that. right? No. Just kidding. No, but I've never been interviewed.
You've never been interviewed?
I've always been behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes?
The cameraman or switcher or things like that. But I've never. So I'm actually nervous. Wow.
Well, you're nervous?
Yes.
Don't be nervous. I mean, you got this. Look at you.
Of course I got
Looking
this.
all suave right there. Look at, see, míralo.
No, there's only one word for me. Fly.
Fly.
Yeah.
And they call you, what is it, Mr. Kung Fu Panda?
My name is, my nickname was, since I was a kid, was Kung Fu.
Kung Fu.
Yeah, because they said I look like James Carradine, the guy that played Kung Fu character. Remember him on, Channel 5, KTLA? You don't remember that? Anyways, I was just a bald little Mexican growing up in Rose Park.
You're still a bald little Mexican.
Yeah. I'm still bald. Yeah, exactly. But that's where my nickname came in, Kung Fu. My whole family called me that.
Yeah.
My mom, my grandma, everybody called me that, except my dad's side. My dad's side, they called me something else, which was Pepe.
Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew?
Pepe Le Pew.
So, I'm glad that you're here, and we want to send a shout out to Miguel Valencia. Our corazón goes out with you,
Our
Miguel.
prayers.
Miguel,
Get well soon.
yes, please get well soon. We were trying to get him to still come, and then I talked to you yesterday. And I
Yes,
was like, hey,
correct,
will you help me
correct.
out and be backup?
Yep.
And I feel bad because like now you just said like, oh, I'm the backup. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm playing second fiddle. That's what it is.
That's
No.
not what's good.
No,
This
I'm
is
just
not
kidding.
what's good. This drama
No.
that's unfolding right now.
But everything's meant to be, right?
Love yourself,
Right? Everything's meant to be. We
what-
just heard what Rachel Ray. I mean,
what did she
Rachel
say?
Ray. I said
Prioritize.
Rachel Ray.
Rachel. No,
Mindful Ray.
Mindful Ray.
Yes. Mindful Ray. We just heard what she said, right? So
she said, prioritize yourself. Stop caring about other people's opinions, and be happy.
And be happy.
So don't worry about what I think about you.
No, I don't care. Anyways, no, I was kidding.
He probably doesn't. Actually.
Me vale.
Me vale todo.
Right.
So,
So
we're just gonna chop it up here for the last
Okay,
part
let's chop it up.
Of the show. For me, it's an honor. Those of you guys that are watching right now, that have followed me throughout the years, whatever. I did radio for several years. I did paid radio on a Spanish talk station here locally, and then some in Los Angeles. And I got off of it to focus on nonprofit work, and I did nonprofit work for several years, and then I got involved in housing and working with the homeless community. And it just was recently, going through my own stuff, I decided to get back into media.
Gotcha.
I decided to get back involved. People were like, "Hey, you need to be on a platform. You need to be speaking. You need to use your gift." And so I started thinking, like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And that night that I went
to the mixer.
I
Yes, correct.
had seen Denise do about 2 episodes because I had seen you guys on Facebook, and I seen her do episodes, and I watched them, and I sat there and I watched, and I seen the whole background. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's really, really cool.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was really,
Thank you. No,
it
thank
was
you.
really,
Appreciate
really
that,
good
yeah.
work. And I was like, okay, and I seen how she was like growing into it. And I'm still seeing you grow. And congratulations to you, Denise. She's growing into it, and so it's just exciting. And when I got to meet you guys there that night, I knew that night. I was like, I'm gonna make some connections.
Gotcha.
And it was an amazing night. I connected with you guys personally that night.
Yep.
And
Thanks to Christina Brophy.
Yes, Christina Brophy. We send our love and our prayers to you too, because we're here.
She's not feeling well.
She's not feeling well either.
No.
Everyone is being affected right now by this flu, by this bug, and we feel for you. But we love you, Christina. We love what you did. So that connected us. I got to hear a little bit about your story. But so, Silly Panda Media. What is the heartbeat? Why? So let's start off with why Silly Panda Media, and what is it? Why and what?
Silly Panda Media was an idea around 97, and it was just a funny idea between my wife and I, because our first daughter was born, Priscilla, and every Hispanic, they nickname their children, right? It's either something they do, someone they look like, or they're whatever it is. They're just the moniker, the nickname is just follows whoever they are. So obviously our first girl, we called her Silly Girl, and because she was kind of silly when she was a baby, when she was young. And then our second daughter, Miranda, she came out, and she was just a bundle of joy, so like a little panda bear. So I remember I was telling my wife, which will be celebrating 25 years tomorrow of matrimony. Yes, sir. One wife.
25
years.
She's dealt with you for 25 years?
25 years.
Good
right?
job.
Like I said, 2 dimes and a nickel, homie. But thank you, sweetheart, for putting up with all my madness. But anyways, back to Silly Panda Media. I remember just saying, I was serious and kind of like joking at the same time, is because when I was married, I'm 46, I'll be 47. So 25 years ago, I was what, 21, 22. So we were young parents, naive, just like everybody else. They got married young and started a family. And I said, hey, if I were, and because I was a new father, right? My daughters are 15 months apart. I think 15 or 16 months apart, the 2 oldest, right? So I was a young dad, and I just thought, hey, if I ever start a business, I would name the business Silly Panda, which is Silly, my first daughter, Panda, my second daughter.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 other ones, so now it would be Silly, Panda, Gordy, JoJo Circus, Chargy, right? JoJo, yeah. It would be something else, totally different now, right?
Oh my God.
if we kept it all, we would have pleased every child that we have. But
Yeah.
we kept Silly Panda, and it's weird because I did a lot of video production for about 15 years. We did live shows, and everything I did was for the church that I attended. So at a young age, I got saved. I gave my life to Christ. Still go to church, but I got into media there. A good friend of mine by the name of Art, he introduced me into the wonderful world of editing. And I bought a computer. I remember about my first Mac. I bought a computer and started using Final Cut and started editing there. And I did everything for the church, right? I did everything for that. We would do lives. We would go live every Sunday, twice in the morning, Sunday nights and Friday nights. And I was in charge of everything as far as having cameramen, grippers, working with backstage management and all that. But I didn't think of it as what we can title it as today, as a director, producer, whatever, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to do for the organization, for the church that I was going to. So I didn't think much of it then as I do now. Now that everything, all this is coming to fruition, right? So I went into a funk, I guess midlife crisis, if you will. This was like about 3 years ago. I went into a funk and I just went I just put it on cruise control, and I was just going to work, being a dad, coming home, being a husband as best as I could. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm good with this. I guess I'm 40-some. I guess this is what it is. It's like in your 40s, so I'm okay. Being dull, I guess. And then if you have a question, yeah, go ahead and ask me. But a buddy of mine, and around April, May of last year, I can already say last year. I forgot. We're in 2020, so May of last year, a real good friend of mine, man. Zeke Grayhader, he's actually my partner in with what we're doing here as far as the podcasting and all that. He came up to me and said, "Hey, man, let's do a podcast." There was a mutual friend of ours that was interested in doing a podcast. So, and I was like, I talked to my wife. I talked to my wife a lot. I already bounced a lot of stuff off. We've been together long enough, so I trust her with my failures, and I trust her with my successes and everything. Whoa. So I said, "Hey, Zeke's asking me to do this." He goes, "What do you think?" And I think, I don't remember quite what you said, but she was just, yeah, and I did it, and to be honest with you, I did it for my friend, because my friend asked me, and I really didn't want to do it. I was just like, nah, I'm good, I'm over that. And I believe me, I have my camera, my computer I had bought and everything to edit, and I was about to let it all go. I was just like, okay, I'm good. I'm good just being a 9-to-5 type of person, and don't bother me. I'll come home, watch TV, whatever. And I actually was playing Call of Duty at the time. I was playing video games. So he asked me, and I'm like, I contemplated, and I'm like, wow, I go, Zeke's a good dude, man. He's my friend. He's always been there for me and my wife. Him and his wife, we're very close. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my buddy, and I'm gonna help him out. So we went, we talked, and it didn't quite go as we planned it, but I always call it the mic check moment, because it was June the 1st. Zeke called me up, and he goes, "Hey, I got the mics." So I told my wife, I said, "I'll be back." Zeke got the mics, and he's the type of dude. Him and I are quite the same when it comes to our craft. He's more of an audio type of guy. He makes music. He works with a lot of rappers around here. Shout out to the Love Doctor. Crazy and T-Funk, those are the guys that he's working with now, and I think Big E, a lot of 805 rappers here in our own, in our own county. So he works with those guys a lot. He's worked with Junior Leto and all them, R&B singer here in Oxnard. So his craft is music. So he's a nut just like I am. but in his field, right? When with me, when it comes to video, I mean, I'll buy whatever I need to buy, and go out and shoot when I need to shoot.
Yeah.
So, but he's like that with sound, though, right? So he calls me up, he's all excited. Hey man, I got the mics, man. Let's try them out. So he went and he hooked them up, and his you've been to the studio, right?
Yes.
So his studio's dope. Yeah, that's right. We interviewed.
Yeah.
So his studio's dope, and his sound's quality. But I'm like, I go, it sounds good here. I go, what if we just go live? So I went live on my personal Facebook page, and I'm like, no one's gonna watch. I go, no. I go, I got friends, but they're not interested in what I got to say, right? So we went live that night, and we had about 100 people maybe tune in the whole night, and I talked for about an hour. Didn't have no subject, didn't have no content. I just started shooting from the hip, and people were asking me, hey, what are you doing, and this and that. So after we went off, I sat back and I said, hey, Zeke, we got something here. I go, there's something here. I go, let's do something. Let's start doing something. So, and and then from that moment, we started doing a podcast, and then I met Trinidad Mora, which we do Wednesday night, the Dental Advocate.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Trinidad and your fiance. He just got recently proposed.
Nice.
So he'll be getting married soon. Just saw him this weekend. And then I met the godsend, if you will, through Trinidad.
Okay.
Because Trinidad's brother works with Christina. So I remember in the beginning when I first met Trinidad, and after a couple of podcasts, he's like, "Hey, dude, you got to meet this. You got to meet this person here. Her name is Christina." And like, I didn't know. I'm just barely realizing what I'm able to do with this podcasting stuff. And he's like, so long story short, I met Christina. I did the Women's Expo for the first time. We showed up, me, my brother, and my other partner, Manny, from Vinylholics. Us three, we are all incorporated as far as Silly Panda goes for sound, media. And he helps me out with a lot of the camera work and all that, which is Manny, my friend Manny. They just got back from Texas. So we went over there, we mobbed over there, we looked dope, dog. We just looked dope. We all had black shirts. I had my Silly Panda hat, Silly Panda logo. We had our handles right here from Instagram. He hooked them up. He did all the vinyl work on the shirts. So we went over there, we mobbed, and I remember I just heard somebody say, man, these guys look good. And that's how I wanted to go on purpose, is to look like a team.
Representing
the people, but not only just look like a team, but look like, hey, there's class and there's quality to what we're about to do right now. And because of that, I met Yedit from Glamour Studios. Met other people. Yedit, a big shout out to Yedit and Glamour Studios. Met them. Mocha from Strut Don't Stress. Met her, had her on the interview, and then we went to the mixer, and then it's funny because about 4 months into doing this, where I was at then, I didn't think I thought I knew we would get where we were at, but I didn't think we were gonna get there as soon. And then it's like it's just mind-boggling how I've met you. We've met other people. Shanique from Glam Spa out there in Agora Hills. And everybody that I've met, they're just wonderful, beautiful people, like yourself.
Thank you.
We're all flawed. That's the beautiful thing about it is we're all flawed, but at the same time, we all want something in life, and we're not satisfied with just being the 9-to-5 person.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I remembered because I used to tell myself, and I remember I tell my wife, and I would tell her, I don't want to be a settler. I don't want to just, get to a certain spot in life and be like, okay, cool, I'm good here. We're fine. We got our kids. They seem to be doing good. But, and for some reason, I was getting there. And I thought maybe it was just a midlife crisis or whatnot, timing and just the people that we were surrounded by.
Yeah.
And through circumstances and situations, I was tripping too mentally, and I didn't realize it, but I guess I could look back and say I was in depression, you know what I mean? And just a lot of stuff that I thought that I had gave up. and given so much to that at the end I realized, or I maybe I expected too much in return. So, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'm done. Okay, I'm good, you know. But it's just been a wonderful journey. It's been a good journey. It's a tiring journey.
Oh,
meaning,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
meaning like I like what Mindful Ray said. It's the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to yourself. You can encourage yourself. I mean, you can read books, and you can go and you can fork a lot of money to people to listen to your stories, and they'll give you the advice that you need. But if you don't do nothing with any of that, it's all a waste.
Yeah.
It's to me.
Yep.
It's all a waste, and it comes to your work ethic, I believe. And if you're willing to work, I forgot, there was a quote or something I remember somebody saying, or something on Instagram, and it was like, you could be a genius with brilliant ideas, but if you're stupid and you work, you'll outdo that genius. You know what I mean? Basically, that's my version of
Yeah,
it, right?
no, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, because there are a lot of individuals that, for whatever reason, might not be the smartest individuals, but if
Exactly.
they work hard, and something happens.
Those are like the guys in high school.
Yeah.
Right? You're thinking like, oh, this guy, he's a nerd. He doesn't do nothing, but yet he went to work to KFC, right?
Yep.
And by the time he was 17, he had his ride, his little Jetta or his little mini truck. I grew up in the 80s, so
Yeah.
he had his weekend truck or whatever like that. And at in the back of my mind, we would clown these fools, right? Thinking they were nothing, but they put the work in.
They did.
And they ended up with the chicks because they had the car and things of whatnot, right? And because it was the work. It was what it was the work. And at the end of every work, you get paid no matter what it is, you know?
Yeah, and I think one of the things is, about the show, about what's good, as that is our main tagline. The company's called GoodHustlers.com, but the thing is about what's good is it worked out that you're here, and that you're telling us this story because we need to know about what's good with people that are in our community. It's business people, leaders in our community, and that's what you're doing. You have taken your gift, you have taken your talent, and now you are helping other people, but at the same time, you're doing something that you love to do.
Yeah, and just to interrupt you real fast, and that's what we do.
You can't interrupt me, sir. This is my show.
But Silly Panda Media, what we do is like, that's how it started. But the foundation is we're just trying to help out people in our county. We're trying to grow something organically in our county to give them a platform, just like you.
Because Ventura County rocks.
We rock, for sure.
Oxnard really rocks.
Oh, Oxnard's dope, doggy. Look at it. Look what it bred me. It bred me. You can't say that.
I can't say
You
that.
can't say that. No.
Mexico bred me. Hecho en Mexico.
Hecho en Mexico.
Hecho en Mexico.
Hecho en Oxnard.
So can anything good come out of Oxnard?
Everything good is gonna come out of Oxnard.
That's right.
Everything good is gonna come out of Oxnard. What's good?
Is
coming out of Oxnard.
It's coming out of Oxnard.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
so I really love, one of the things I want to touch on as we get here to the last final minutes is one of your heartbeats. And one of the reasons I've let you speak is because my throat is, like, if I speak even more, I'm going to be coughing like crazy. But one of the things is that
Thank you for letting me speak.
I love I love
No,
that
go
you're
ahead.
here and you're speaking. So like I'm listening to you. I'm enjoying. I can listen to you forever, Jose. Why? Because you're passionate.
Thank you.
Because you have a dream.
Thank you.
Because you have a purpose. And the thing that got me the other day when I was talking to both of you was you want to be able to help youth.
Yes.
You want to teach. You want to take this platform of media and empower youth, and our youth need it.
That would be my ultimate dream, was to open up a center, because I didn't know I could edit. I didn't realize that. I knew when I was a kid I would draw. My mom was artistic, so I would draw. I did some drawing when I was young, but that's the artistic part is not really what I was really getting into, but the creativeness. And that's what media has allowed me to do, is be creative.
Yes.
With different ideas, different thoughts. This summer, oh man, we got some stuff lined up for this summer. I'm not gonna tell you because you'll steal my ideas. You'll steal them. I know
There's
this
no
guy.
original idea.
No.
There's nothing new under the sun.
There's nothing new. No.
Nothing new under the sun.
No.
I might still steal it though.
Yeah. But I mean that would be my ultimate dream, was to get with people that are like-minded, that are driven, that realize legacy is not, what you leave behind, but who you leave behind. And that's what I want to do is, I have all girls, and I know
Oh my
whatever they
gosh.
choose to do in life, I will support them 113%. But like me, I grew up on the east side of Oxnard. I grew up in the projects. I lived in a garage. I remember my mom and us, we lived in a garage. Poor, 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 you know what I mean? That's what keeps me grounded today. But to give an outlet and have a rec center, if you will, but with creativity in mind for our youth tomorrow to because I think their creativity is being stolen away through social media and all that. Because you see other people on YouTube and all that. Well, why not give that platform the opportunity for less fortunate? Because your Mac, that's not free. The iPhones, iMacs, all this cameras, this equipment that we have.
Yeah.
There's literally thousands of dollars in this studio that we're at right now.
Yeah.
And none of it's free. But if we can provide and get, people to partner with us to donate computers and, maybe get people from the, I met someone that made a movie already, get their thoughts and those ideas and say, hey, look, let's line up these kids to give them a glimpse of what their future can be like.
Yeah.
Through the craft of editing, camera, radio production, directing, storytelling. Maybe they want to write a book, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But something to, because it's just evident.
It's not being encouraged. Our schools focus so much on things that really, at the end of the day,
Our schools are troubled right now with bullying.
they are trouble with the boys.
They're trouble with bullying right now.
Well, because everyone is so caught up. I mean, there's like domestic violence, and these are things.
It stems a lot.
It stems from the home,
Exactly.
the families, the environments,
But-
the toxic stuff like that.
But I think also too, just really quick, is the schools are too packed,
Yeah,
and being in places where there's too much confinement and a lot of people, it's just inevitable that something happens. To me,
yeah. Well, and so my opinion on the thing on when I think about it is, looking back, schools are so focused on the education that they're not taking in consideration the emotional and the mental health of youth.
Exactly,
And so
yeah.
when you're so focused on them getting good grades, but and penalizing them for not getting good grades, which there's kids that are failing epically, and it's not so much because they're not good students, but it's because they can't focus at school.
Exactly.
They don't have they don't have the attention. They just don't, because I've been there.
Yeah.
I was a really poor student, and it was because domestic violence and all this stuff was going on in my home. And so I think, like I said, the more people like us come together as
Yeah.
creatives and inspire and use these platforms.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, dude, we're 40 plus already. How old are you?
46.
46. 42, going to be 43 next month. And so it's our turn to go back and get that younger generation
Yeah.
and create something for them.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, we love to do this, but we would love to see a younger generation step into this.
And that's going back to what Mindful Ray said just a few minutes ago. She said something very positive, something very impactful, actually. And I had talked about it last week, me and Denise, is servanthood, is serving other people. And by going back and getting today's youth and serving them, you know what I mean? Rather than serving them in the fact, like saying, "Hey, look, you can make it, you can do it. You can actually do this." Rather than being a taskmaster or something like, you better do this. If not, you're gonna end up in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Rather than just saying, "Hey, look, if you give this a chance, I see you're creative with encouragement and planting seeds and doing all those things to motivate them, to choose a path that they will eventually pour their energy and their efforts into,
Well, I know that you're just one part, like you said, of the Silly Panda Media, but I appreciate your guys' hustle. I appreciate your guys' heart to want to do good for other people, and I thank you so much for helping me, because those
Not a
of you that
problem.
don't know, when I said I'm going to start a podcast, you know, I know how, like, I've learned all this stuff too, through church, through different things. I paid attention. And then when you guys said, you know, hey, we want to help you. So these are individuals that are, you know, they're just not here sitting behind a microphone. They're individuals that have said, you know what, Richard, we want to help you. We want to commit for you. We want to help you behind the scenes with your first season, which is going to be 12 episodes of what is this show that's going on, and that's on Facebook Live. It's going to be on YouTube. I want to encourage you guys, if you get to rewatch this, please share it. You know, there's a lot of good stuff that was shared here on with you guys today. You can check out www.goodhustlers.com for more information. As a company, as a business, there you go. It's right down here. Let me see it.
No, you gotta fake it. You gotta act like you're doing it. Yeah. Don't do it on your phone. You gotta do it like that. There you go.
There you go. Okay, so it's like right down there.
Yeah.
And so there's so many things, and I'll be sharing more information with you guys. But the heartbeat of this company is we want to hustle for the good of humanity. I am a marketing and promotions company, and I'm taking that platform to be able to work with businesses that want to sponsor and advertise. So if you are a business and you are an organization and you want to sponsor, you want to be an advertiser, you know, as we begin to fine-tune this show, there's going to be commercial spots. There's going to be people that can get involved in helping us out, because the goal will be that just like you want to work with youth, I want to work with youth. We want to give people opportunities.
I want to help my city out, really.
Yeah, we want to help our city.
I really want to help the 805 Ventura County. I want us to have like kind of like what you say what LA has.
Yeah.
You know, and what we've been doing is just, you know, you're on the right track, I'm on the right track, is organically grow, you know, people that have roots, you know, that you know what they can say, you know, I was born on I remember that, or I remember, you know, Dalton Street, I remember all that, and really have the roots and just grow something here, so that way our future and our city can have a brighter future, you know
That's
what I mean?
right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, you know.
All right. Well, you guys seen it here. Check them out. If you have not followed them on Instagram or Facebook, check them out, Silly Panda Media. You can connect with them there. Stay tuned with them. They do a show every Thursday night at 8 p.m., and they're constantly featuring different individuals, businesses. Their heartbeat is to help businesses become successful, because when we help people become successful, we become successful
Exactly,
also.
yes.
We got to help each other out. So that's it, you guys, for our show today. God bless you guys. This is episode number 1.
This is history.
This is history.
This is history. And I'll watch out. I was on episode 1.
Woo!
¿Qué más quieres? ¿Qué más quieres?
¿Qué más quieres? So, God bless you guys. Have an amazing week. All right, and we'll see you next week for What's Good at 8 p.m. via Facebook, and we're also going to be rebroadcasting it via YouTube and putting some smaller clips out there. Okay, guys? God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
My man Richard. Did you end it?
No. Here we go. And now.